Hey guys, so I am back. Let's take a look here. Here we go. Let me see here. Alright, we're all good. We are fine for now. So, one of the things, if you've been watching me for a while, you might have seen this. If not, that's fine. But I have something called ME, which is myo something or other, but basically it's called chronic fatigue syndrome in layman's terms. But yeah, ME has a whole bunch of nasty, really nasty symptoms, of which I have many, but not all. So I'm kind of lucky in some ways. But I was just going through some of them with a friend today, and the reason you'll understand why this is pertinent in a second. Basically, with ME, you have like a lot of symptoms to do with your nervous system, and it can really overthrow you. So these are just some of the ones that I've got. So I can get severe fatigue that is not relieved with rest, and it wasn't present before I became ill. Symptoms worsen after physical or mental activity. So I'm really lucky in that my symptoms don't worsen after physical activity, but definitely after mental activity. That's why I can't stream for probably more than 3 hours at a time generally, and I try to take a 15-minute break. To be honest, that's somewhat healthy as well. Sleep disturbances, I absolutely have those. So falling asleep I don't have trouble with, but staying asleep, I wake up probably once every 4 hours now. Mostly on a good night I can get back to sleep, which is great. But some nights, I would say my average sleep is probably about somewhere between 6 hours, 6 to 7, which isn't bad, but when you're waking up multiple times a night, that's not great. In fact, I would say since the sleeping stuff started, I've had maybe about 4 or 5 nights where I've slept through the whole time. And this is coming from somebody who didn't have any sleep issues before my surgery. Unrestorative sleep, so yep, that's definitely something. Impaired thinking ability, yep, I am definitely not the same person that I was before my surgery, before I got ME. So to say that the surgery caused my ME is a bit of a stretch. They don't know that exactly. ME is often caused by things like severe illness, or even, and I'm not an anti-vaxxer by any stretch, but vaccinations in a person that has a compromised nervous system or immune system can cause it to go into like an overdrive-like state. So after my surgery, I had and I'm trying to be very careful here, I had a cluster of issues. So I had got COVID first, and it was probably the first time. I've had COVID about 3 times since it happened, since COVID came out, but the last time I was actually somewhat ill from it. The other 2 times it was as if I never had COVID. But then I also got a flu shot because my doctor said there was no contraindication to having a flu shot immediately after contracting COVID. Unfortunately, my body, it went into a state of fight or flight, like deep shock. and I couldn't sleep for 5 days after getting it, and I needed certain medications to allow me to sleep, and a lot of them. So let's keep going through this list. Orthostatic intolerance. So basically, you feel kind of like your blood's pulling in your feet or your hands when you stand up or you go back to sitting. It's basically whether or not your body's able to pump blood around your body efficiently or not. So that also goes into POTS territory, but it's not quite the same. Body aches and pains. Yep, definitely got those. Whether or not it's related to ME, we don't know. Headaches, that is something that I don't get much of. That's usually more to do with certain medications. Joint swelling or redness, I don't get joint swelling, but I have had, so my cheeks, you may not be able to see this on camera, but my cheeks have this kind of blush to them now. I never used to have that because I flared up once, and basically what that is your nervous system not being able to control how much blood reaches your cheeks, so you always look a little flushed. Swelling of lymph nodes. So yep, I absolutely get this one. So in my neck particularly, and sometimes you can feel it in your elbows as well, because there's lymph nodes go throughout your body, the lymph system. But if I push here or here, when they're swollen, like a lot of people know this feeling when they get sick, their lymph nodes swell. Well, mine can swell for no reason, but they can feel very sore to the touch, which makes swallowing food sometimes extremely difficult, particularly cold things. So water or ice cream or anything like that, it can really hurt just swallowing, which leads to the next point, sore throat. Yeah. Digestive issues, or some say GI. That is why I had to run away just then from the computer and go on a short break when I did, because if I didn't, I probably would have had an accident. So with this kind of thing, it's not about your stomach bubbling and you get, diarrhea or something like that. This is literally your body going 1 to 100 in a matter of seconds, and you just need to run to get to the toilet. Otherwise, you're going to make a mess. It's very different kind of thing. It's not, I've got a sore tummy and, I have to rush to the toilet. This is out of the blue. Muscle weakness. So this one hasn't affected me as much, but I definitely have had more muscle weakness in my hands and my forearms of late. But it's also because I haven't been able to exercise as much, do weight training. If I could do those things a little more, then hopefully I won't have as much of a muscle weakness. Next one's allergies. So I never used to have this. I pretty much could eat any food without. They used to call me, the garbage disposal. I'd eat anything. But like white bread now, or highly processed bread, causes stomach issues for me. Now, this doesn't actually go on to things like croissants or other pastries as much. It's very specific to white bread. Now, some of you might be talking about celiac and stuff like that. I don't have celiac, but my stomach is a lot more sensitive to certain things, and white bread is probably the main one. Next one, lack of body temperature regulation. Now, this one's a bit interesting. I don't have a lack of body temperature regulation, but what I do have is I'm not as resilient to external temperature anymore. I never liked the heat. Living in Australia, that becomes a problem. But even when it gets cold now, I used to be a guy that could go out in 5 degrees in a shirt and shorts and be okay. Now, when it gets below 10 degrees, I have to wear a jumper. So although it's not body temperature regulation control that I have a problem with, it's definitely caused me to be a little less resilient on that front. Next one, shortness of breath. Now, this one's interesting because it's not a mechanical shortness of breath. It's your brain thinking that your body doesn't have enough oxygen. And this does a few things. First thing is it's highly uncomfortable. It almost feels like, without ever being waterboarded, it almost feels like you're breathing, you're not getting enough breath at any stage. Now, this one fluctuates for me. I don't have this all the time. But the other thing about the shortness of breath, it's your mind that thinks you're not getting enough, because I've had plenty of tests that show that I'm getting enough oxygen and I'm breathing fine. It's just literally me not being physically, my brain is thinking I don't have enough breath, which means things like whistling become hard, laughing. I can't laugh like I used to. It almost feels like I don't have the breath to do it. Irregular heartbeat. I'm actually on medication for this because I don't have an irregular heartbeat. What I do have is at times my heart rate will go up for absolutely no reason, and it's not anxiety, it's nothing like that. I could be in a very good spot, sitting on a couch watching a show, doing nothing, and my heart rate will go from 60 to 90. Now, people who have POTS get this, but they get it very specifically when they stand up, sit down, change position, that kind of thing. Whereas my one is a little different to that, in that the heart rate, sometimes, for example, I've been for a few jogs since my surgery a couple of years ago, and my heart rate couldn't tell that I had stopped running, so it would kind of keep beating quite quickly for a few hours after. Numbness or tingling in your face, hands or feet. I have this one. So it's a strange feeling, but the best way I can describe it is that tingle when you get down your back, when you hear a particular emotive bit of music, you're feeling emotional, you get that kind of shiver down your back. It's similar to that, but not quite. So the tingling kind of, I get it on the back of my head. I've had it in my fingers, I've had it in my forearms, I've had it in my feet. Not as much in my feet, admittedly, but the big one for me is I get numbness around the left arm, it kind of starts at the crook of the elbow and goes down towards my wrist. Now, it's happened in both arms, but it's mostly the left. Now, I used to get this a lot more. Now I don't get it hardly ever. Maybe one day out of 30, I might feel a bit of a twitch now, which is good. It means that some things are getting better potentially. With ME, it's one of those things you don't want to say that you are getting better, but what you're saying is things are calming down. Because ME, it's really difficult, because a lot of people who are online who have ME and have had it for 30 years, some people, or 5 years or 10 years, ME is, they're discovering more and more about it, but basically there are two kinds. There's kind of like an activated kind, and then there's a genetic kind. Now, the genetic kind, it kind of happens out of nowhere a lot of the time. It just happens. Sometimes you get sick and it happens. But then there's another kind, one that's like activated. So, for example, my one was certainly influenced by having major heart surgery and then getting that triple whammy of COVID, a flu shot, and a sinus infection, all within about 1.5 months of each other. All of that together put me in a state where I had, very early on after my surgery, I didn't have many symptoms of ME. And they popped up about 9 months after my surgery, about 2 or 3 of them. But this was in part a change of medication, and in part it was the first time that I'd felt any of these symptoms. Except for the short-term memory and brain fog. Those I had ever since my surgery, and I still have now. But it fluctuates how bad it is. But then after a year, when I had that triple whammy, I got a lot more of these symptoms, a lot more. And where I was able to work a casual job even, about 7 months after my surgery, I can no longer do that now because I am so reliably unreliable because of all these issues. It's hard to do anything. So vision changes. Oh my goodness, this one. So after heart surgery, one of the things I tell you before you go in is that a lot of people do have vision changes after having major heart surgery. But it kind of corrects itself sometimes. So they tell you not to get a new prescription of glasses for 3 to 6 months after the surgery. They were right. My eyesight did become a little worse, but then it kind of bounced back a bit. One thing that I had a lot of trouble with early on was bright lights and loud sounds. So it's kind of like your nervous system basically being on very high alert. I mean, your body, for all intents and purposes, you know what's happened, but your body thinks that you've literally been assaulted. So that kind of thing, that's a whole thing. But yeah, my eyesight did change, but then it was after the flu shot when a lot of these symptoms came on. It was almost like I was looking at static. About 2 days after I got my flu shot, I could see like the static on the old TVs. It wasn't like as bad as that, but it was like certain things. My brain was literally struggling to input the information that I was seeing. So things were running slower. So if you've ever seen one of those old movies where they have a lot less frames kind of thing, that's how my eyesight felt. But it has kind of gotten better. But the thing is, my prescription has gotten much worse. In fact, one of the biggest things for me was that my right eye, which I've always been short-sighted in to a degree since I was about 16 years old. And then you have my left eye, which has a stigmatism, but no short-sightedness. My right eye has gotten so bad now, where I could see 5 to 10 feet in front of me beforehand, I can't see more than 1 foot in front of me without glasses. When I'm wearing glasses, it's much better. But my left eye compensates for my right eye so much when I'm not wearing glasses that I sometimes get headaches and things like that. So that is definitely another thing, vision changes. Chills and night sweats, I actually don't get this at all. It's one thing that I'm quite happy about. One thing that changes a lot with people who have nervous system diseases or shutdown or whatever you want to call it, a lot of them have problems with sweating or not sweating enough. I have to say that I haven't had this issue. Now, dizziness is another one. Absolutely. So when they say dizziness, it's not... I get two different kinds. So there's the kind when you feel like you've done a bit too much. Usually for me that's mental fatigue. But with that one, I find that that feeling of you've been on a really fast ride at the show, on a roller coaster or something, and you step off, and those first few steps you're kind of like, whoa, that's the kind of dizziness that you feel. And it's not permanent, it just seems to flare maybe every so often if you've done too much. But then there's another kind, and this kind is something much more perverse. There is a vertigo-like one. Now, this one wasn't with me all the time. It was with me for the first maybe 3 months after that triple whammy, the COVID, the flu shot, and the sinus infection. Those three together caused this, and basically I could barely stand up and walk because I would feel extremely dizzy, and it was like a vertigo dizzy. Now, they say psychological symptoms. Now, this is true to an extent. They talk about depression, mood swings, anxiety, panic attacks. Now, a lot of that, I think, actually comes from a lack of understanding of what ME is, like what's happening to my body. Any kind of dysautonomia, POTS or things like that, you're often made to feel gaslit by the medical community. GPs quite often know very little to nothing about it, and certainly don't know enough to diagnose you with anything. So if there's nobody that has, any experience diagnosing these symptoms, they can get you can get really down about it, And for me, I was always told by people, look, this is just you getting better from heart surgery, when it wasn't. It had been over a year. I was told I was meant to get better within 3 to 6 months and still feel, a bit of this or a bit of that occasionally, but it shouldn't bother me. And the reality is that I never got better. I do feel better than I did the week after I had my surgery and the first month after my surgery, and I progressively got better to a point. And there's even been days where I felt almost like myself. There were about 2 or 3 days in 2 years where I felt so close to being myself. I call them my rose days because they're rare and they're easy to pick. But most days, even today, right now, I feel like there's a wet towel wrapped around my head and it's squeezing my brain tight. I feel pain. I get pain in my chest and pectoral. So this is some of the muscle pain. At the moment, I've got pain in my back as well. But yeah, there's a lot there when it comes to ME, and not a lot of support. I mean, only less than 30 years ago, even 20 years ago, chronic fatigue syndrome was literally called a purely psychological disease, that you could think your way out of it, that if you were positive enough and you pushed your body enough, you could recover. And that's just not true. It's completely false. And you see all these people online that talk about remaining positive. Now, there is a difference with remaining positive. See, for me, I don't want to believe that this is going to be with me for the rest of my life. And with some people with ME, it will be to some degree. But there are plenty of people that still do recover from ME, from chronic fatigue syndrome, like fully recover or recover to about 90%. And it just takes time. We're talking months and years. And in June of this year, it'll be 2 years since when I had my heart surgery, but it'll only have been about a year since I went through that triple whammy. But I do feel like in a lot of ways I'm getting better. And I have seen a doctor recently who understands these kind of conditions a lot more, a specialist. And he's got me on a new medication regime. And I have to say that I feel like my bandwidth feels somewhat better. And it's been less than a month since I started taking it. But yeah. Anyway, we're here to play games, but I guess this is me at my rawest. This is me explaining who I am at the moment and why I am the way I am and why I'm streaming, because I can. Because I have a friend who has a support group basically. Her support group is her Twitch following. And I think that's fantastic. And I guess that's why I started it, because I want to meet other people, talk to them about things. Because when you have a chronic illness, It is the loneliest existence, the loneliest feeling in the world. You can't go to work. Seeing friends, even though you want to, makes you tired. But talking to people a little bit each day, that, and even seeing them talk to each other, that makes you feel better. But yeah, anyway, let's get back to this. All right, and we're going to avoid the fighting as best as we could. It's every bit as bad as we feared. Apostates are mad, attacking anything that moves. It appears that the Templars here aren't following anyone's orders any longer. We've located Mother Giselle and are trying to protect her, but she refuses to leave the refugees until we've ensured their safety. That will be hard to do without troops to push the Apostates and Templars out of the area. Commander Cullen asked me to make some inquiries of Master Dennett, a retired horsemaster of Redcliffe who lives in the area. We tried to contact him about obtaining better horses for the Inquisition, but we've been unable to get through to the fighting. Lead Scout Harding, my future wife. Okay, now we've got access to missions. Some missions have preferred type, which result in less time required when undertaking associated. Yeah. So we've got a few things here. So we could go gather coin. So we can use all three of them here. So you can see that Josephine takes a lot less time to do this.
Let us begin.
Okay. Now let's take a look. Scout the Storm Coast. The Turn of Highever. Address a nobleman's concerns. Deal with relatives of the Trevelyan's. Varric's Revenge. Alright. Let's start in the far north. So this is one of those ones that doesn't matter who you put. During a ball of Southern Quarter, I witnessed a cousin, Lord Trevelyan, threatened to have the Inquisition fight his rival. Quickly left the party. Okay, there are ways to indicate our displeasure without tipping our hand. I am not saying we send assassins, but the rumour of assassins. Just openly denounce these people. Okay. Address a nobleman's concerns. 20, 20, 20? Okay. Heretics from the lands claim to be refugees, but I've seen elves and apostates, blah blah blah. Yeah, we're going to help the refugees here. And we're going to let Liliana take care of this one. Okay, then we're going to jump out of this. Really, I've realised you just don't click stop streaming. World travel. So we can speak with the apothecary. Why don't we do that? I think Solus is up around here somewhere. Oh yeah, here he is. Oop.
The chosen of Andraste, the blessed hero sent to save us all.
Am I riding in on a shining steed?
Yeah.
I would have suggested a griffin, but sadly they're extinct. Joke as you will, posturing is necessary. I've journeyed deep into the fade in ancient ruins and battlefields to see the dreams of lost civilizations. I've watched as hosts of spirits clash to reenact the bloody past in ancient wars, both famous and forgotten. Every great war has its heroes. I'm just curious what kind you'll be.
What do you mean ruins in battlefield?
I like this. How
Any
they've got
building
the
strong enough to withstand the
slightly
rigors of
approves
time
or
is a
strongly
history.
disapproves. That's
Every
always great
battlefield is
to
steeped
keep the
in
party
death.
together.
Both attract spirits. They press against the veil, weakening the barrier between our worlds. When I dream in such places, I go deep into the Fade. Being has ever seen.
It does drop out a bit sometimes when I click on something off here.
You fall asleep in the middle of ancient ruins. Isn't that dangerous?
I do set wards. And if you leave food out for the giant spiders, they are usually content to live and let live.
I've never heard of anyone going so far into the Fade. That's extraordinary.
Thank you. It's not a common field of study for obvious reasons. Not so flashy as throwing fire or lightning. The thrill of finding remnants of a 1,000-year-old dream? I would not trade it for anything. I will stay there. At least until the breach has been closed.
Kind of sounds like archaeology,
I am an
being the
apostate
first
surrounded
person
by Chantry
to
forces in the middle of a mage rebellion.
touch something that
Cassandra
hasn't been
has
seen or
accommodated,
touched in a
but you
1,000
understand my
years.
caution.
It's certainly a feeling.
The giant hole in the sky trumps any other concerns. We can worry about the rest later.
Yes. Who can say what this world will look like when we are done fighting for it? But now let us hope either the mages or the Templars have the power to seal the breach.
I mean, that's a question. Who do we want? Because you can't have both. Is this our room? I don't know if this was our room. Maybe it was. Oh, look, this looks like some type of healing room. Suppose we can... Ah, yes, we can upgrade our potions. But can we? I always found this kind of thing difficult to do. 29 elf root, so we only have... Yeah. See, these things are great to upgrade, but it's always been
Thank you for hurrying with the potions. We have
difficult to
so many
find them.
injured.
We'll get them back on their feet, sister. Don't you worry.
No potions available yet.
Perhaps another time. Huh. Look who's back from the dead. Again.
I don't recall meeting you before.
I'd be surprised if you did. You weren't particularly coherent. Someone had to patch you up after you staggered out of making those wear, though. So, you're welcome.
I didn't realize. Thank you.
Yeah, well, you can pay me back by fixing the world. Name's Adan. I'm in charge of keeping our little band here stocked with potions and elixirs. Not that Seeker Pentagast seems to care whether we've got the supplies to actually do that.
How are your people holding up?
There's no shortage of work. That's for damn sure.
How do I go about having potions made?
Just take a look there and tell me what you'd like. Find a recipe for something better, I can make that too. You're back. And in one piece.
Is there anything I can do to help out?
We're fine as far as raw labor goes. You've more important things to do than tend to me. I only wish I'd been able to find Master Tajin's notes.
And if every NPC said the same thing,
He
you
died
wouldn't
in
have
the conclave,
any
and
side
his
quests.
notes weren't here. Been too busy dealing with the wounded to look for them.
Yeah, I think we'll say goodbye.
Well,
Ooh. Okay. Oh, kind of like this. This is like like his medicine. Like you can see there. Look at the skull. That kind of reminds me of like I've forgotten the term for it, but basically they measure your skull, and depending on your measurements, it would determine your personality. They used it a lot for criminals back in the day. Oh, there we go. Alright, so we've spoken to everybody up here pretty much. Let's go down here. I want to try and find that...
Are we going to have new verses in the Chant of Light now? The Herald
Oh.
of Prophecy, telling
Oh, we can get into the tavern now.
Far too soon to consider anything like that.
Ah, that's right. You can collect all the songs. Oh, this is magnificent. I forgot about this. And they made some fantastic songs for this, like whole songs.
Well, let me know if you find one.
Is anything we can do? Just that. I don't know.
Once we raised up our chalice in victory.
So the people who made this, like the songs, thank you. They're wonderful.
Oh, mate, are you him? You were the herald of Andraste. He sent you to us to show the world your love, and I am ready for that love. Well, I'm not ready for that kind of love, unless that's what you want. But, I mean, I'm Flissa. Can I get you a drink?
Unless that's what I want.
That kind of love.
Nothing. I didn't mean anything. What did you mean? As I said, I'm
Come tend to me later, Felissa.
soldiers needed a place to unwind.
Andraste
Leliana brought me in.
wants us to. God,
But it's safer for
it'd be horrible taking advantage of somebody like that.
You said Liliana asked you to run an Inquisition tavern. How did you meet?
dumb luck, mainly. I managed an inn back in Denerim. When I heard interesting gossip, I passed word to Liliana.
Yeah.
It was helpful. She asked if I wanted to own my own tavern, and I said yes. I didn't realise she meant this.
God, if I spied on my customers and somebody bought me a tavern, I'd do that too.
What can you tell me about this area?
Adarnis Haven's apothecary. He's been making potions and tending to the wounded as best he can. Harris is the Inquisition smith. Whatever he can make you, Thren the quartermaster can probably find. And for anything fancier, you can try buying from Cedric. His prices aren't too high. Yet. Oh, there's also Minave. She studies beasts and things, as I understand.
Farewell.
Goodbye.
So we can collect songs just by listening to her. Nope, you're stuck like me, mate. Alright, let's go see this blacksmith, I reckon.
Come to me, child, and I shall embrace you.
Oh. Come to me, child, and I shall embrace you.
I spoke with Commander Cullen.
Heard that one
I
before.
apologise.
Is this where... I think this is where we started off. Yeah, it is.
How could that great breach not have been caused by the mages?
It is reasonable to believe.
Ooh. Rugged broad axe. An adventurous hat. Why don't we sell some things? Probably want to keep all that. I mean, we could sell the toys. I wonder if you keep them. That's all right. I'm pretty sure. Secret.
Ah, you're awake and out of Lady Cassandra's clutches. And here I paid that little knife ear to inform me the moment you were free. No matter, no matter. Sigrid, honored to meet you. Thank you for all you've done. Hopefully, we'll still do.
Ideally while wearing and wielding gear purchased here.
Precisely. Anything you need is yours. For a reasonable price, of course. Supplies are a little tight, given the circumstances.
Until later.
Stay safe.
Alright, I'm going to look at my inventory here. I want to double check what I'm... Yeah, no, I'm doing alright. So, I want to double check something too, because I think... Let's take a look at the options here. Gameplay, trailer, maybe it's at interface. Hide helmet, bingo! Quest tracker phase while inactive. Damage received. Floating text. We'll leave that for now. Confirm changes. There we go. Prefer to see my head. I think the blacksmith's around here somewhere. Maybe we've gone past him. No, he's right here. So, maybe outside of the city, I think. It's one of those things where it was right on the breach of the beginning of the RPG genre, like when it got real good. Look at them all. Yes, fight! I'll show you. Oh, my sword! It's flame! Look at that! Oh, that's so cool. Like I said, I've never... Ooh. Yoink. It wasn't me. Ah, Cassandra. Nice. See, that's what anybody wants. A woman who can swing a sword and protect you. I'd like that. You're impressive. Yes, you are.
You're kind of a force of nature, aren't you?
When I need to be.
It's impressive.
You flatter me.
I'm trying.
Did I do the right thing?
She was just about to put your head on a block, mate, if you said the wrong thing.
My whole life.
This is a really cool shield, but...
Ow. As
Ow.
a traitor, a madwoman, a fool. And they may be right.
Was it foolish? Investigate.
What does your faith tell you?
I believe you are innocent. I believe more is going on here than we can see. And I believe no one else cares to do anything about it. They will stand in the fire and complain that it is hot. But is this the Maker's will? I can only guess.
What's going to happen now?
Now, we deal with the Chantry's panic over you before they do even more harm.
That's true.
Then we close the breach. We are the only ones who can. After that, we find out who is responsible for this chaos, and we end them. And if there are consequences to be paid for what I have done, I pay them.
I mean,
I
pragmatic
only pray the
Pendergast.
price is not too high.
Isn't it a bit late to worry about it now?
We have only just begun. My trainers always said, Cassandra, you are too brash. You must think before you act. I see what must be done, and I do it. I see no point in running around in circles like a dog chasing its tail.
There's an element
I
of
misjudged you
autism
the
in that.
beginning, did I not? I thought the answer was before me, clear as day. I cannot afford to be so careless again.
It wasn't like you had no reason to suspect me.
I was determined to have someone answer for what happened. Anyone. I'm curious. Do you even believe in the Maker?
I don't know. Do I?
I can't really say.
I suppose it doesn't matter now. I have to believe we were put on this path for a reason, even if you do not. Now it simply remains to see where it leads us.
I feel like I'm not wearing the armor. Yeah, I can't have that one yet. Armor. Defender coat. Equip. That's what I want. I could wear the Shokkata. Shokkata. I mean, that's a hell of a get-up, that one.
Heaven has been filled with silence. I knew then, and crossed my heart with shame.
If the Inquisition wants to field a decent cavalry, it needs better horses. I heard Seeker Pendergast might try to acquire suitable mounts from Master Dennett in the hinterlands.
Ah, yes, Master Dennett.
Who are you to be fishing around for what the higher-ups are doing?
Back in Ansburg,
Heaven
my
has
uncle
been
was fifth
filled
rate.
with silence.
And what's that?
Alright.
I knew then.
Now, this was a whole thing. You could craft the armor, then modify the armor, and weapons and things like that.
Did you be by? I'm Harriet, and everyone knows who you are. How's the new gear fit?
Sturdy and warm. It's perfect.
Good. The world's gone mad. Stock armor and blades are good against bandits, but we're not fighting bandits. My gear will see you through demons, apostates, whatever this world throws at you.
Nice.
So, you need custom work, something special. You bring the materials to us, we'll make it happen.
Who outfits the Inquisition's soldiers?
Not me. I've got work to do. Can't be passing a sword to every blighter who signs up. If you want to help the troops, talk to Thren, the quartermaster. She'll set up requisitions.
Does the Inquisition not have supplies to make armor or weapons?
Tough convincing traders to haul up here. Impossible to get them to risk the rare stuff, so that's on you.
That makes sense.
What can you and your team make here?
Arms and armor. We work iron to blighted dragon bone if you've got it. Our designs are simple, but they get the job done. You want something fancy? Bring your own design. We'll see what we can do.
If I want something, what can you make?
Start simple. Something to keep you safe. Take a look at it on the table there and we can talk. You'll need materials. You should have what you want just outside.
So back in when you're playing on the Xbox and that, one of the things you'll notice about this game is it might sound a little soft when you're speaking to someone. That's because they use a directional sound mechanism. So if you're facing away from somebody, you can't hear them. Problem is in this, you can't actually move the camera while you're in this conversation. Not just this one, but any conversation. Okay. Yep. That's...
Can you help improve my arms and armor?
Yes. You find a new piece, a pauldron or greaves, we'll take care of you. You can't just slap a new hilt on your sword in the field. Bring it here, we'll make sure it's done right and proper.
Goodbye.
All right.
Right.
Let's take a quick look at this crafting. Okay. To craft new, yeah. So you can't craft stuff that you're wearing. You have to take it off, and then you can
Another time then.
add stuff to it there. Ooh, loot. See, there's an arming sword, some onyx, and summerstone. Okay. Let's take a look in here. Doesn't look like as much. This is probably where he stays. Look at all those ingots. Alright, so if I want to modify my armor though. Okay, upgrading an item adds upgrades to its stats. Yep, we know this much. Yep. So, can I add anything? So, yeah, no upgrades available.
Another time then.
So, we can modify our weapons. Oh.
You need something?
So, we don't have any modifications. These will come up if there's modifications that we can actually add to them. So, I can craft weapons though. So there's a staff grip. Yeah, so then you can just, yeah, adding certain things. So you can see here we can add, so we can add some cotton. So if we add cotton and then we decided to play blue vitriol, we could craft the item, but we don't need anything like that. So what is a, so there's the dagger, but I want to know what this can get me. So if I have an iron sword and I add some summerstone, plus 8 guard damage. So yeah, this is nowhere near the sword I am currently carrying. Okay. Looks like I can grab something from here too. Defender coat arms. Take all. Nugs! These little creatures that look like piggies. They're like a hybrid of a pig and a rabbit. They called them nugs. I've actually made a in my D&D campaign. They're one of the creatures you can ride on. They're giant nugs. I'm pretty sure giant nugs exist in this world too. There's some more iron. So, we want to go to passing notes. No. Okay, if I set active, yep, and then there's journal. Okay, so the journal allows us to say jump to map. Okay. It looks like modify some armor, yeah. So I don't want to do that at the moment. What we can do is we'll try and find. So we've got the map now set to here. One thing I've noticed is so there's Pentagast. Who else can I speak to here? Ah, there's Cullen, of course.
You there. There's a shield in your hand. Block with it. If this man were your enemy, you'd be dead. Lieutenant, don't hold back. The recruits must prepare for a real fight, not a practice one.
Yes, Commander.
We've received a number of recruits. Locals from Haven and some pilgrims. None made quite the entrance you did.
Yeah, I don't add anybody on Discord. You can add me. I've got a link which you can click. You can add yourself to my Discord there, but yeah, you can add yourself on it.
I just hope I can help.
As do we all. It's enough that you would try. I was recruited to the Inquisition in Kirkwall myself. I was there during the Mage Uprising. I saw firsthand the devastation it caused.
Sir.
Cassandra sought a solution when Templars to join her cause. Now it seems we face something far worse.
You left the Templars for this. You believe the Inquisition can work?
I do. The Chantry lost control of both Templars and Mages. Now they argue over a new divine while the breach remains. The Inquisition could act when the Chantry cannot. Our followers would be part of that. There's so much we can... Forgive me. I doubt you came here for a lecture.
We can romance him too. I forgot that. Yeah, there's a few characters... Quite a few characters you can romance.
You've given this a lot of thought.
I know what happens when order is lost, and action comes too late. There's still a lot of work ahead.
Commander, Sir Raiden has a report on our supply lines.
As I was saying.
Okay. So it looks like we need to head out this way somewhere. Look. Now from memory we needed about 30 elf root. Oh. This kind of gives me a chance to practice the controls a bit better here, because I can tell you now when I was fighting that pride demon, before, I was all over the place trying to work out there we go. Alright. We are definitely in the area. Can get a lot of iron, a lot of elf root. That will definitely help us. Now let's use the compass pulse. Press V to search. Searching indicates direction of hidden objects with an additional pulse on the ground and you're close enough to reveal them.
I should look around.
Ooh, we've got something close by. It's close. Yay! We have the notes. It's one of those things though, you're the head of this now, or the figurehead of it at least, and you have no bodyguard running around with you. Alright, so we've been here. So let's set this one to active now. Yeah, we've got more elf root here. A bit more here. Okay, we've got the 5 iron already, that's good. But we could always use more. Because it will be good for us. We can use it to make weapons down the track. The good thing is, in this game, like iron is a base kind of metal, as you know, it exists in the real world. But then they've added all these different kind of metals and things like that, which I think are just brilliant. They've made them up from scratch, a lot of them. Yep, there's some more. Okay. Oop, here's a bit more. There's a lot of iron out here. We'll be able to take this all with us. Now, the thing about iron and other such things is that they don't add to your inventory weight, but I am pretty sure your overall weapons and things like that do. So you can only carry so much. Then you just have to chuck some stuff away at some stage. Sell it, ideally. Ooh. Hello. Question. Can I hit you? Oh, I can. Oh, hello. Ram leather. Okay. Nicely done. What about you, my good sir? Can I hurt you? Oh, okay. I mean, what happens? What do I get? This guy has a huge amount of armor on him. I mean, I'm not losing any health. Not yet, at least. The Druffalo. I mean, my HP went up. take a look at this map. Where are we? We're up here. I feel like we could, yeah, we could explore this whole area here. Here we go. Maybe we'll see how much elf fruit we've got in a sec. I think there's a way to check that. Oh, upgrades. Yep. There we go. So I've got 24 elf fruit. What have we got here? Plate weave. Ram leather. Onyx. I mean, that is a mineral. But Summerstone isn't. That's what I mean. Like, that's clever making up new minerals like that. Okay, weapon schematics. Armor schematics. Recipes, Inquisition weapons, regenerative potion recipe. Okay, this is something. Doesn't tell you what you need for it, but maybe I feel like, so we need 6 more of the elf fruit. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot here. Ooh. My sword's all flamey. Still can't believe they did that. That's so cool that I get like special gear. Ooh. Ah, there's more elf fruit over here. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, here's some more. There's a bit up there. Oh, there's a path up here. I think we got maybe 2 or 3 more elf fruit. Oh, there might be some. There we go. Some further back here. Thing is, if you actually pay attention and read the bits and pieces about the herbs and all that kind of thing, you can actually find more. By I guess what I mean by that is that it tells you where to find the stuff. Like, it grows in the sun, it grows in the shade, does not grow up high, that kind of thing. There's a bit more iron here. Let's go up here. Oh, there's another nug. wonder if there's anything out here. Oh, here we go. I can read something. Penitent's Crossing. Pilgrims seeking to visit the Temple of Sacred Ashes are allowed to ride as far as the bridge known as the Penitent's Crossing. Whether they be sick or healthy, young or aged, the pilgrims are expected to walk by the temple sisters who supervise the bridge. All but the very sick and old are asked to shed heavy coats as they cross the bridge, and the cutting winds to strip prideful fixation upon the world from the flesh. Significant military value, especially for these purposes, in the years since the Fifth Blight as a choke point against bandits, rebels, or even darkspawn stragglers. The bridge serves as a defensive fortification, temple sacred ashes from threats. I reckon the reason they ask people to remove their coats too is to see if they're holding any knives or anything. Oh. Oh my. That's a lot of bodies. Braid of rank. These must be all the people that helped defend the valley. I mean, there's one bloke here they haven't picked up yet, and this guy's all crimson. I feel like, let's take a look here at our inventory. Braid of rank, no, I don't care too much about that. Crafting materials. Alfruit, 31, okay, we've got enough now. I think that's all that they needed. There he is, little Nug Nug. The piggy of rabbitists. Rabbit piggies. Come here. I wanna eat you. No. Where are you running?
One down.
Take it all. The little nug nugs. There's another. Ah. Come to me. Pretty sure those ribs don't come from that nug. Alright, let's take a look here. Fair bit around here, but I think we've seen it all. I mean, we got up there and there. We looked all around there? I feel like we have. Let's take a look at the map overall. I mean, there might be a bit more up here. There's the world map, so you can leave by this area. So I feel like if we go take a quick squiz over here, there might be a little bit more. Practice, mix. Perfect. Oh, hang on. Do we get stuff for... Surely there's an award. Unless there's some other ones. Ooh. Ferelden Captain Longsword, eh? We can attach that to someone later.
See reason, Lisette. We cannot stay here.
Why not?
Because we're Templars.
What does that even mean anymore? That we splinter and fight amongst ourselves instead of protecting the mages?
That and stay here with this Inquisition.
You're awfully quick to dismiss the people who saved your life, Matrin. You're the one they're calling the Herald.
Yes, I am.
It rather rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
No. I did not join the Order to adjust my faith so easily. But I appreciate what the Inquisition is trying to do, and your role in it. Though you may find not many Templars do. We're a distrustful lot by nature.
You certainly are.
I'd like your take on the Templar Order.
It's a shadow of what it was. Where once we both protected all people from the dangers of magic, we now posture and grab at power. One day, I hope the circles are again sanctuaries where mages can practice their craft.
You're not going to rejoin the Order?
When the temple went up, your forces rescued those few of us still alive. My life is a debt I intend to repay, however I can.
Do you have any idea what caused the explosion?
No, I'm just a recruit. Belief and faith doesn't get you closer to the important meetings. Though that distance did save my life.
How did you come to be a Templar?
It seemed the right thing to do. My family are tradesfolk in Denerim. I could have become a cobbler like my father, but this seemed better. It's a chance to uphold the Chantry's laws and help the mages through a troubled time.
Not every Templar feels that way.
I know. Power can corrupt. It's a delicate balance. One person trying to do something can make a difference.
I like the armor too. One thing that they've done really well here is they haven't like given like the men and women different kinds of armor, like the old titty armor and things like that. Oh, not what I wanted to do. But yeah, it just looks all the same no matter who you talk to, which is kind of good. I mean, I have friends who wear armor for real. There are people that I know who joust. And that's different again. But wearing armor and all that kind of... Oh, what is here? This is to go out into the wider world. But no, I think like as a woman, depending, like, I mean, it even depends on your shape and things like that. Armor is very specific, and it should be made for the person. You know, it's designed individually. Oh, we've got more, probably more iron, and I think like what I appreciate is that everybody's different shapes and things like that. But female armor is just always been exaggerated. And like one of the best things is like Viva La Dirt League. Those guys are fantastic. The way that they basically called that out. And you know, that was hilarious. I think her name's Britt Scott. You know, they just put her in like a bikini with like a little bit of, what was it? It was a little bit of chainmail of some description. And yeah, it was just funny because all the bits and bobs would bounce off of her chest. Like it didn't matter where they were shooting her. You know, she basically had her whole navel exposed. It was hilarious. Okay, let's take a look here. So I think we've got plenty of stuff now. So we can set active. Okay. So we're going to head back, I think. More nug-nugs. Oh, look at all the iron back over here. So, yeah, a lot of these RPGs are about collecting. Some more than others. It's one of the things in games too. You walk past somebody and then they're still having the same conversation and it kind of like resets itself. Oh, Varric, I was wondering when we'd bump into you.
So, now that Cassandra's out of earshot, are you holding up all right? I mean, you go from being the most wanted criminal in Thedas to joining the armies of the faithful. Most people would have spread that out over more than one day.
I have no idea what's happening anymore.
That makes two of us. For days now, we've been staring at the breach, watching demons and maker knows what fall out of it. Bad for morale would be an understatement. I still can't believe anyone was in there and lived.
I'm still not sure I believe that any of this is really happening.
If this is all just the Maker winding us up, I hope there's a damn good punchline coming. You might want to consider running at the first opportunity. I've written enough tragedies to recognize where this is going. Heroes are everywhere. I've seen that. But the hole in the sky, that's beyond heroes. We're going to need a miracle.
Certainly are.
Need something?
Can I ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined toward extravagant lies.
Another dwarf you can't romance in this?
How do you and Cassandra know each other?
You heard about the Kirkwall Chantry being destroyed? The guy responsible used to be a friend of mine.
Oof.
The Seeker had questions about that, and I had answers.
Hey man, sorry I didn't see you were on. All these just popped up after a second. I am just messing around at this point. Yeah. Just starting the game afresh.
Orlais?
Free marches, born and raised in Kirkwall. And despite whatever you've heard, no, Kirkwall's not that bad.
I'm not clear on your line of work. You're a merchant?
I'm a businessman. My family has a seat in the Dwarven Merchants Guild. Merchants buy and sell goods. Businessmen buy and sell stores. In my spare time, I manage a spy network, and occasionally, I write books.
What
You're
books
an
do you
author?
write?
What kind of books have you written?
I've tried my hands at a few genres. My crime serials are my most popular. Hard in Hightown, guards breaking the rules to get things done. The Tale of the Champion is the most famous thing I've written, or infamous maybe. I started a romance serial once, Swords and Shields, but to be honest, I don't have a knack for romance.
Now, if you go deep into that, Cassandra is a avid reader of Swords and Shields, but she hates the idea if Varric ever finds out.
What sort of shops do you own?
Actually, we don't own shops.
Wow,
It's just an example.
she's off with the
Mostly we
fairies.
invest in moneylenders. Auction houses, a few mercenary companies, a couple of smithies. I think we own half a beet plantation in Ravane somewhere. Most of that's my brother's doing. Bartrand had business sense. Not much tact, but loads of business sense.
If you've run a spy network, why is Liliana our spy master?
To be honest with you, she's just a better spy master. The truly great ones can keep their distance. They don't get attached to their people. Me, I always wind up babysitting my informants and worrying about their families. We're in better hands with her.
Okay. Okay, I see what's going on here. I'm going to cancel that. There we go. I was just checking my chat. I hadn't checked it for quite some time, and I had a friend who's popped up. Huh? There we go. Tell me about your crossbow.
Where'd you get that crossbow? I've never seen one like it.
Bianca, she's one of a kind. There's a hidden shop in Kirkwall called the Black Emporium. I found her in a barrel labeled swag. The owner sold her to me for a ham sandwich and a pair of yellow ruffled pants.
Who is she named for?
I can't tell you.
And the reason for that is...
Complicated. It's the one story I'll never tell. We just have to leave it at that.
Thanks, Varric.
No problem.
All right.
See me kneel. Frank, walk only where you would bid me. Stand only in places you have blessed. Sing only the words you have.
All right. First things first.
I think the mages will be able to seal the breach. Can I help you with something?
Ah.
Farewell.
Make a go with you.
Yeah, let's fill this requisition now. Yeah, we can do that. Craft item. There we go.
Excellent.
We have done something useful.
Thanks for checking anyway.
Ah, take a look at that. So if I go P, if I press the P now, I've got another shield wall. So what I might do is I'm going to change these around. There we go. Yeah, that looks fine. Just for ease of access. Now, we can't give them anything else.
Let me know.
I mean, I thought I had. Let's take a look here. Passing notes. So let's set this one to active. Just so we know where we're going. Excuse you.
I'm glad they're big, strong.
You're back. And in one piece.
Oh, did I miss something?
You said you thought Master Tajan was working on something special. If it helps, I found his notes.
Your culture was on the edge of a breakthrough here, but he couldn't see it. You want some of these mixed up? You just give the word.
I will be violent all in good time, thank you.
Farewell.
Here we go. Okay, let's make some potions. Let's upgrade. Can we upgrade any? Healing potion. Increase healing. Oh, we've done it. Regenerative potion. So we need a royal elf fruit for that. Increase healing. 18 elf fruit, have 10 royal elf fruit. Okay, and lyrium potion. Black lotus. It's funny because I look at these and I'm like realize how many potions I've actually ripped from this and The Witcher to fill out my D&D roster. Ah. Can I equip any potions? Why would you? Ah. So can I? And do I just click? Stores 26. Okay, and then this one's locked. Oh, we need more things to make them. Oh goodness, look at that. Alright, so we can do it again. Alright, what do we want to do? Do we want to move across a few here? What are these? Crippling blows. You attack a target from behind, you leave them slowed. Yep, okay, that's cool. What about this one? What are you? Challenge. Charging bull. You slam into your enemies. I feel like, for the most part, I want to go down this one and this one for our character. Sweet revenge. Cruel revenge. Protect nearby allies, giving them improved armor. That's nice. So we'll apply that one. Okay, what about you? So they want us to improve a piece of existing armor. So we're going to go down there and try to do it, but I have a feeling we just can't. Actually, what we might be able to do is craft a piece of armor, or take a piece of armor that we've already... Ooh. Now is this going to let us loot it this time? It is. Serpentstone. Nice. So we will just do what we can. We might just add a little something something onto a crappy piece of armor.
So if we get better horses, you think that'll make a difference?
Let's modify some armor here. So if we go scout armor, can we... Yeah, but I don't want to wear it. I mean, you could add a... Oh, here we go. We go confirm changes. There we go. So we've done that one now. If I click here, oh, it's still here. The right materials, some pretty decent armor. I don't want to have some armor made. I mean, I can buy and sell. Okay, let's take a look here. Why don't we use some iron? Sure. And what else do we want to use? We can't use blue vitriol. I mean, we've got a buttload of iron. So we'll just do that. We'll go craft item. There we go. Yep, nothing else popped up. So now, let's see what we can buy and sell. Tactician's Renewal. Clear his mind, reply benefits of combat knowledge for maximum tactical flexibility. Crafted. Unique amulet, eh? Interesting. Alright, but what if I want to sell stuff? If we go buy, so yeah, what if we want to sell? We'll sell this Dwarven Rock Crusher, we can sell that. We've got a lot here actually. We'll sell that. 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 Don't need that. Don't need that. Probably don't need that. I'm going to sell that. And we'll sell that one. We'll keep these two in case Cassandra might need them. Now we could sell these. That would be nice. But we might... We'll sell the armor we made. I think the rest of this we're going to keep for our allies, because we'll actually, can we kit them up? Hey, nice. And she can wear that actually. Oh, I see. The Avar armor's the I know who they are. Stone Bear armor. Well, that's not really armor, that's just paint. There we go, scouts. We can't add those things to her. Defender coat. I mean, yeah, there's a few there. But we're looking to buy and sell stuff. So let's go through here. We'll sell this defender coat. We'll sell that. We'll keep the rest. Nothing to sell. Upgrades, nothing. We're going to keep all those for now. We're going to sell this bad boy. Now when it comes to buying. What is the Tactician's Renewal? Apparently I can buy one for one. Oh, I see. I know exactly what that's for. That is so we can get rid of all of our skills and reset them. So in The Witcher 3, they've got something similar. It's a potion though. Okay. Alright, let's go to the war room.
Greetings.
Alright. Quite a bit about Andraste. Here we go.
Research Emanate has notes on allies.
We shall summon our war council. Because I think everybody's actually done stuff now. Yes. Proportion of profits will be passed on to you. Use it wisely, Harold. Thank you.
Did you see the message I sent?
Oh.
Yes, thank you.
Commander Cullen, I am to understand you're in charge of such trampling on my lawns, providing food and refuge for the scrabble of filth burrowing into my land. A plague on you, sir, for spitting in the face of an anonymous petitioner, for taking advantage of my distress. Did my wretched neighbour Barntraft whisper in your ear, tell me what he's paid you so that I may at least know the price of treachery, sir? My only consolation is that a few of the rank and file have gone to join your farce of an inquisition. In bitterest disgust, Lord Kildarn. Dear Lady Montilier, splendid news. Lord Trevelyan's relatives have become much more careful about invoking the name of the Inquisition. In fact, they appear to be deliberately avoiding me as well, as if they are afraid of more of the Inquisition scrutinizes them. More the Inquisition scrutinizes them, the more they made clear to our eyes. Just imagine. I trust that you are in good health. Tell me, how does the left hand of the divine fare these days? Please pass on my compliments to Sister Liliana, whose work I always admire. Lady Buttlefort. Alright. The Black Emporium. Ah. Now, the Black Emporium, that again, so there are things that have been added to this that I have not seen before. Yeah, I think...
To work?
Hard in Hightown. Ruffles, I need a favour. We're contacting the Merchants Guild. Look for the author of a couple of years back. The best they could find out after spending a couple of hundred gold was that Pyrrhal Ballenforth is a pen name. I could have told you that for free. You got contacts with the Antivan print houses. Maybe you could find more than the guild. Yeah, this is a job for Liliana.
Let's see what we have.
And we're going to send Josephine to get us more gold. Alright. So, with that out of the way... Ooh, Inquisition perks! Have we got any? No, we don't have any. This is one of those things, you never get enough to unlock all the perks, so you have to really kind of focus on one or two of them. Maybe you can. Maybe I've just crap and I haven't been able to unlock them. Right. Hinterlands. We shall venture forth. Well, we know who we want to come with us. But I'm afraid, good friends and followers, we need to end it very soon. Let me see here. This is actually quite fun now because I'm streaming 5 days a week, but I'm streaming one game a day. Different games. That's actually quite pleasant. Means I'm not hyper focusing on finishing one game off.
World of Andraste. I've heard the stories. Everyone has. We know what you did at the breach. It's an honor to meet you, my lord.
Honor to
Inquisition
meet
Stout Harding,
you.
at your service. All of us here, will do whatever we can to help.
Harding, huh? Ever been to Kirkwall's Hightown?
I can't say I have. Why?
You'd be Harding and... No, never mind.
Ugh.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
We should get to business. The situation's pretty dire. We came to secure horses from Redcliffe's old horsemaster. I grew up here, and people always said that Dennett's herds were the strongest and the fastest this side of the Frostbacks. But with the Mage Templar fighting getting worse, we couldn't get to Dennett. Maker only knows if he's even still alive.
It's odd.
Mother Giselle's at the crossroads helping refugees and the wounded. Our latest reports say that the war's spread there too. Corporal Vale and our men are doing what they can to help protect the people, but they won't be able to hold out very long. You best get going. No time to lose.
There is something odd going here. Alright, let's take a look so we can upgrade everybody. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to do that. So let's see here. Varric. Well, I mean, we'll have Varric on his bow. Yeah, we'll get those two. Then Cassandra. Cassandra's probably going to be similar to my build, to be honest. Yep, we're going to apply those. Let's take a look here. Solus. Solus, my friend, we're going to focus you. Elegant defense, that sounds good. Peaceful aura. Why? Because mages are glass cannons. There we go. So next thing is, let's take a look here. No, we want... We'll start with Solus. Let's look here. Let's go. So you've got... Let's take a look. You've only got the one weapon. That's fine. What about armor? Let's... Requirement to be level 6. Okay. I mean, shit, that's pretty good. Sure, why not? Then... Oh yeah, they're just things. Always look at the things. Okay. Schematics, recipes. Okay, so I think we're good here. Varric, let's take a look at some... Yeah, let's get him in the stone bear armor. That's funny. Well, we could have you in scout armor here. Requirement level 4, so we can't. Alright, Cassandra, let's figure out... Okay, so we've got the Avar armor, which basically isn't armor at all. So that's 83. That's 70. Looks like we're going to have to give her the Avar armor. Does she have a helmet? No, no helmets there. Yeah, looks pretty much like that's it. God, we look weird. This kind of looks like one of those weird, I'm gonna say it, like one of those weird GIMP parties. Okay, so we can't do anything there yet. Alright guys, well, I think that's going to have to be it for today. Before we push on into the hinterlands, we're going to save it here. Alright, save game. I think, yeah, I feel pretty comfortable leaving it there actually. So, that all being said and done, let me see here. With that all being said and done, we're going to drop that out. Oh, so next Friday we will continue this this story. Next stream is going to be tomorrow. It will be a shorter one. It's going to be me doing some D&D prep work. So I've got a 0 session coming up on Sunday, but I don't need to do too much for that. But on Monday, again, I actually don't need to do a whole hell of a lot. So maybe I'll be like planning ahead a little bit. I like to do that with my games. So I'll plan a little bit ahead, maybe 1 or 2 sessions ideally. But yeah, we will do that probably around between 9 and 11 Eastern Australian Standard Time. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I didn't forget to hit the record button today, unlike yesterday, where we were doing our builder day. But yeah, we'll definitely upload this one to the YouTube channel as well. Anyway, my friends, I will see you all again tomorrow.